to be Mekayim the eights of Chazal, which it comes from Amri Inshi, it seems to be, that in Sanhedrin Lamed Gimel Amid Beis, the Gemara says, Adumoktoch Yokid, while the fire is still burning, Zil coats Karach Vitzoli. Cut off a pumpkin and throw it into the fire, roast it in the fire. That means while it's still cooking, so continue in that suya. So this is a pasuk that was very ma'orer me when I years ago, when I was first paid attention to the pasuk, and just now, B'Hashgacha Pratis, Yeshua Meir, our producer, brought this pasuk to my attention, so I'll just talk about it with whatever Hashem will put into my mouth. The pasuk is like this. The Gufa Deuvda, what happened, what brought him to ask me about this pasuk was that he went to a shir of Rav Atiyah, which is a young Talmud Chochem here in Har Nof, and also very close to Breslov, and one of the shining, you could say one of the shining stars in Breslov he is today. And one of his small milas is that he doesn't think that to be shaykh to Breslov means to dress a certain way, which is a typical phenomena that's found by Bali Tshuva, that to be a Breslover means to dress a certain way, which I don't think I would like, and I would like to know, does it say any place in Likutei Moharan or Likutei Halacha that you have to dress a certain way? I don't believe it says.
Well, Rabbi Kaplan, in Sifuri Mises, he talks a lot about it. In the Balta File, Mami Lotoah.
What does it say?
That they would dress everybody up in different clothes, whatever they needed for. He talks in this Indian, the changing the lavouche.
Okay, so he does talk about dressing, but interesting that you're mentioning he dressed everyone the way he needed. It doesn't say a certain way that you have to.
Emmett.
Everybody. Okay. There's a certain problem that people don't know what they need. They don't know who they are. They want to belong, and that itself you have to give a whole talk about. They want to be something, belong to something, and erase themselves, the self, which is a problem. We won't go into it. So this Rav Atiyah said that the only one in the Sifrei HaKodesh that you find the concept of chizuk by him was Yoshua. In the beginning of Sefer Yoshua, it says a few times, Chazak ve'emotz.
Also, Rabbi Kaplan, in the Chumash itself, I believe it says.
Ve'emer va'ikra Moshe Yoshua ve'emer lo chazak ve'emotz. Ki ata tovi yasam the Lord's asher nishba Hashem. So, by Yoshua, the Indian of Chizuk, he said, is mentioned by Yoshua. Now, I don't know what he said on it, but I could say myself, and Yoshua Meir, the producer, was Ma'orer. I don't know if the Rov listened to him or not, if he got a chance to say what he wanted to say, or he wasn't sure of himself, so maybe he didn't say it. But I told him that the word chizuk is mentioned in another place in Kisvei HaKodesh, and that's in Sefer Daniel, Perek Yud, Pasuk Yud Tes. This pasuk is talking about when it came a certain time when after Daniel was Misana, it says in the beginning of Perek Yud, he was Misabel Shlosha Shavuim Yomim for 3 weeks. And he didn't eat lechem chamudas and basar v'yayin. He didn't eat. And then he had a gilui. The malach came to him.
Rabbi Kaplan.
What?
Just let me say a word here about this. I can't resist it. I heard many years ago that the Indian of Yeshua, he's a moon person. His face is like the moon.
Right.
And the moon is
Hey,
always
Levon.
up and down, big and small. And this is Dafka Yeshua, the moon person,
Uh,
needs chizuk all the time.
that's why the moon person is the one that has the ups and the downs. He needs chizik. Now, what was done here? We don't know, but we'll soon see. The Pasuk says over there that after he fasted and he was misabel, and this is our question of Hashem say over here. The Metzidas David says on the long Golus, Orech HaGolus. Especially he says that we were in his time, in that time it says in the beginning of the parak, Bishnas Shalosh LeKorish Melech Paras, third year of Korish. So what happened then was that after Korish in the beginning of his kingdom sent to build the Beis HaMikdash, so then the Goyim sent, they were malshin on the Eden, and they said that they're going to build this building and it's going to cause rebellion in your kingdom. And he was mevatel, he put a stop to the binyan of the Beis Sheni. And it's Yodua, the Gemara says, the Targum says it was the Bnei Haman, some of the Aseres Bnei Haman that they caused. No, it's actually, where is it? Isn't it a Rashi there in the end of the first paragraph of Megillah? So it says there that they were mevatel as binyan the second Beis HaMikdash, and Daniel saw that it seemed that he fell into a tremendous yush, but not the kind of yush that causes a person to just go to sleep and do nothing. Only he did something for his yush, and he was misabel, and he didn't eat basar v'yain, and then he had a gilui. A malach came to him, and he describes what the malach looked like, and he said he was lavush badim. He was dressed with spad, with maybe white clothes, it means, and big day bad, he says, and it says, Upanov Kamari Borok, his face shined like lightning. The Einov Kalapideish, his eyes were like flames of fire. And he goes on and on to describe him. And then it says, and the people that were with me, Daniel says, they got scared and they ran away. And Daniel stayed by himself. And he saw the Mara of this Malach, and he heard his words, the Pasuk says, and he fell on the ground. And then it says he felt the hand touching him, and the Malach said to him, Al tiro Daniel, ki minayom rishon, from the first day that you were nosat es libcha. And I would say this is already chizuk. Don't think it's only what you did, your fasting and your avelus. Be mischazik and see that everything you were eating, every little chelik of it counts. Nosato es libcho. As soon as you took it upon yourself, you had the idea that you should be loving or lisanas nishmu dvarecha. Your words were heard, and then the pasuk goes on to describe the milchama between the Malach of Paras and Michael the Saragodo fighting against him. That's the famous Gemara in Yuma about the war between the Malachim, and it looked like the Tsar of Persia is winning, and Michael Saragodo was losing. So he says, and then the Malach said to him, and this is the pasuk that I wanted to bring out. Al tira yishcha mudosh shalom loch, the Malach said to him. Chazak v'chazok, be strong. And he used the word chizuk twice. And again in the same pasuk, so Daniel says, I was mechazik myself. For Omran, he said, Yedaber Adoni, Yechizak Doni, you are mechazik me. He said, talk, because 4 times, the word chizuk is used 4 times in one pasuk. Chazak v'chazok. He's chazokti, and Yedaber Adoni, Yechizak Doni. And I understand that the Indian is that this was a time of tremendous use. This was of use in English. Maybe it means despair. Not only that the Yidden were in Golus, we are holding almost 2,000 years after. We're used to it. We're living in it. We're like people that were born in a cave that they never saw anything that's outside. But imagine those people that they had a Beis Hamikdash. They had a Sora Nisim Nasu Beis Hamikdash. Gilui Shechina, Yira Yeroah, Gilui Kabiyachos, seeing the Bnei Hashem. They were living in such a matzu like that. And then the Yidden were the strongest nation in the world. Nisim happened. They went to war and they had miracles with which they won their war. And then Nebuchadnezzar should destroy such a Beis Hamikdash like that. Not only that, only there was an awakening in the time of courage to build the Beis Hamikdash. And then the Aseret B'nai Haman were successful in stopping that. We thought already we were having such something, and that's really what happened. As the Malach said to Daniel, be mischazek, strengthen yourself. Don't fall into despair. Believe that there's still hope. We're still gonna. Nishmu dvarecha, he said to him. Your words were heard. You're right. You're not darkness. It reminds me of the Gemara in Zvachim Daf Samach. The Gemara says, Mishum, that they live in a Ara Chashoch, in a dark land, the Gemara calls Bavel. The Bnei Eretz Yisrael, when they argued on the Bnei Bavel in a halacha, so they said, because they live in a dark land, they say dark halachas. That's what the Gemara says. And as Dana Malitza, that's what it is. They were in a dark gulf, and they felt it. And the Malach says, no, you should believe. Just have this, just emunah, that in the greatest, the darkest darkness that you could be in, nishmu dvarecha, your words were heard.
Rabbi Kaplan,
Wow.
let me just say a quick word here. I once heard at a Farbringen by Chabad, one of the rabbis got up and said, and that's why them, meaning the Misnagdim that learn Gemara, they're so dark. They learn Gemara all day long. I continue. They don't. I don't know how you could talk like this, Stanley. I don't know how you could talk like that. But there's a deeper thing over here. That the whole tachlis to go into the darkness and hold strong and keep going and stay connected. But I see that in the time of Chazal they talked like that. They said Mishum the Dairu Ba'ara the Mechashcha. They're saying dark halachas, but the main Torah is the Talmud Bavlim. So when also Yodua the Gemara b'Machashakim HaShivani the Talmud Shel Bavel. So the thing is like this. And the Malach came and he gave him chizuk and he said, Nishmu dvarecha. You're still in Golus. The Beis Hamikdash still wasn't built, but you should know, Nishmu dvarecha. Just say, do something, say words, talk to Hashem. Keep talking to Hashem, because you should know your words are heard. Nothing goes for nothing. And that's called chizuk. That's called being mischazik. Being in the darkness, being in Yush, and believing that even though I don't see it, but it's nishmu dvarecha.
Rabbi Kaplan, we're taking a break now. Thank you.